Sebastian.
Hey, it's Barry.
Hey, and Jake.
Down here at Bucktail Bait and Tackle on US 1 in Grant-Valkaria, right across from Jorgensen's Landing and Christensen's Landing. #1 place to get all your bait and tackle needs: live bait, frozen bait, offshore, inshore, rods, reels, you name it.
Repairs.
That's right. Custom rod builds. Awesome stuff. Custom gaffs, you name it. You can get it down here. So make sure you stop in down here at Bucktail Bait and Tackle and check them out. So what do you want to talk about today? Because let's see, it's September 1st.
What? Yep.
Something's going on.
Snook season. That's Snook season. Opening day Snook season. So we're here to talk about snook and what's hot and what's going on right now to get you that slot, because we all love them slots. So,
so what is the slot?
The slot right now is 28 to 32 inches. Make sure they will get you if you don't have that snook in that slot. That's a nice hefty fine, you know, but it just ensures the sustainability of the species. So please respect it. We all do. I want my kids to eat some fish and be able to catch the same fish that I was catching when I was a kid. So
now we're talking 4 inches there. So make darn sure you've got an accurate measuring device on board.
So right now, how to get them right now. Live bait in particular, the shrimp, and then croakers right now, and they are biting on the beginning of outgoing tide would be your best bet to catch a slot, is right there at the beginning of outgoing tide. You got about half hour, maybe an hour window. And then another trick I just picked up and learned, well, it makes a lot of sense, but the pressure, look at the pressure gauge. When that pressure is falling, bite is on. Right. So, you know, use your 40-pound circle hook, a 40-pound leader with a circle hook, free line it, or little pinch weight on it. Okay.
Now, when you're talking about on the beginning of the outgoing tide, you're talking about at the inlet, fishing off the jetties, or you
off the jetty or drifting
inside, more into the river, or?
Actually, they're chewing all over. Actually, as long as that pressure is dropping and then that the temperature is nice and warm. Right now they're keyed in on that warm water when it starts to leave the inlet, and you can pick them up at the tip of the jetty. They've getting them over at the T-dock, and then also under the catwalk as well. But they just want that warm water and that tide switch. So almost slack tide too. So yeah.
Right on. So then if you're inside in the river, just kind of cruising around mangroves, areas like that, you still want to kind of
live shrimp, pitch them a live shrimp. I've actually heard of some people catching them on a gold spoon. Throw a little gold spoon right up underneath of those mangroves, get as close as you can, and it's a good chance you'll hook up on one as well.
Okay, and slam shady, I'm gonna throw that one in the mix because I picked up some on that as well. So definitely looking forward to picking up the slot size. One more time, 28 to 32. And that's fork, is that pinch tail, is that?
To the fork.
To the fork.
To the fork.
So right there.
Yep, you got 4 inches there. So.
Yeah, all right, good deal. So what else is happening down here? What do you got for baits going on right now?
We got pinfish, croakers, shrimp, and mud minnows as far as a live bait. Actually, I had a customer tell me they got a snook on a mud minnow, but this was right before season open. He wasn't able to keep it. It's just a great little bait. You can't kill them. They're nice, hardy, shiny little minnow, and you never know what you're going to catch on. It's like using a shrimp. So.
Okay. All right. Mangrove snapper continue to hit very well out there in the river, no doubt. Speckled trout definitely are still out there.
Cobera snappers. If you're into targeting the Cobera snappers, there's tons of those, and that's on incoming tide. You want to catch the end of the incoming tide off the jetty, right off the rocks. Free line a mullet or a live bait, a shrimp, and they've been pounding some good Cobera snapper.
Okay. Yep. Yeah, we saw a picture of one that somebody caught.
They'll be coming in more and more up until November. And that's more late September, November is more predominant for those Coberas, but they're starting to show up, and they're nice size.
Somebody calling for bait.
Great eating fish too.
Yep. They call back for bait. All right, good.
Cool.
So, anything else happening out there on the offshore scene?
Offshore side, there's lots of cobia around. There's bull sharks all over the 60 and the 90. We were getting broke off left and right last week. Lots of fish, lots of cobia, lots of action, but there's lots of sharks out there. Also, I had a report of mahis being caught right in, like in sight of the jetty. So 40, 60 foot of water.
Nice.
The water is super warm out there. It's averaging 85 to 86 degrees. So those mahi are in close, then they like that warm water. So
yeah, right on.
A good plethora of fish being caught right now, and we're just happy it's snook season finally. Snook's in, reds are out. Reds, you can no longer keep the redfish. Remember that.
In the Indian Lagoon, Indian River Lagoon only.
Indian River Lagoon only?
Yes. It's open with some restrictions on the West Coast, but generally redfish is open.
Okay.
Except the Indian River Lagoon.
That's, hey, we gotta do what FWC says. These things are crazy. Same thing like the red snapper regulations. That seems like all you catch out there. I want to get a petition going on that one because there's so many of them out there, and for us to have 2 days, that's crazy. But that's still a good fight, and there's lots of them out there.
Check your eggs. Generally, there's some restrictions on West Coast, but for the most part, September 1, reds are open.
Okay.
Except for the Indian River Lagoon.
Except for the Indian River.
And
all right.
I believe, forget where it's defined. It goes. I think it runs down to
Indian River.
From
that to the Cape. I'm pretty sure, yeah.
That's what defines the Indian River Lagoon. So be very careful out there. And it is not clearly stated on the FWC website. I think FWC dropped the ball on this. If you look at the redfish regulation, that is not stated. You really need to dig down into the latest. They have one little button there, the latest redfish regulation. You click on there, and then you have to read. There's
always the fine print.
Yeah, so this is
the fine print. Yes, always.
If you're a visitor, I can see you getting in trouble. Very easily if you just go to and see the FWC or research the FWC site.
Awesome. Good to know.
Yeah.
Good to know. And for all those people that don't know, that is Dave behind the camera giving us that information. For all you wondering who's talking back there, it is Dave. So.
And on the surf side, we got reports that somebody actually was catching some pompano here.
Pompano.
So they're starting to come in, or they're just kind of resident pompano that maybe never leave. But either way, pompano, whiting, go ahead and pick up
Snook. The mullet are starting to run off the beach right now. The snook are piled up right in the trough. Throw you a live mullet out there, or even one of those paddle tails. The Slam Shady paddle tails out there.
Or get you some shrimp.
Good sized snook right off the beach. They're following in those mullet. They're starting to make their way down here. So the bite's actually turning on. I love fall because the bite is absolutely incredible.
Yeah, and you don't need to get, you see a lot of people go down to the beach and they'll set up, get rigged up, and they'll try and launch that bait a mile out there, and you're throwing your bait right past all the fish. That first trough typically is your best spot that I've found all the way down the beach. That's where they're going to be running back and forth. They're just right there. So if you're kind of wondering where it is, hey, just go walk out there until all of a sudden you go drop down. You go, oh, there's the trough, and now you know. So then you walk back in and start throwing there, and you'll be surprised at how many fish you catch right there. I think, for some reason people just think that come down that they have to just heave it out there, and then that's not the case. The fish are actually in a lot closer. So
they wait for them little fish to get washed back over that, get washed up, and then wash right back into their mouth. So
absolutely. And the same thing when sand fleas were around, used to be, you kind of get that wash back, but that's a video for another day. But sand fleas will not be around for a few more years. So, all right, folks. If you got any questions, as always, go ahead and hit us up with the comment section below. Make sure you subscribe. Make sure you stop down here at Bucktail. Matter of fact, you need to get subscribed to the channel and come down here and drop your name in the bucket for the rod giveaway. So don't miss out on that. All you got to do, again, subscribe, then come down here. There's a bucket out there. Just whoever happens to be here, if it's Jake or if it's Kevin, Karen, Bill, Jim, anybody that's here, let them know, hey, I'm subscribe to the channel and I want to enter for the rod giveaway. So that's all you need to do. So that we're going to wrap up this week's edition of Hooked on Saltwater. Thanks, Jake.
Aloha.